Oh hey, how are you? It's been a while. I'm Caitlin from Leafy Alone Plants, your favorite plant YouTuber and plant shop owner. If you clicked on this video today, then you know the drill. We are doing a plant TikTok review, and this is episode number 2. Now, if you haven't checked out the first one, go check it out. I had a ton of fun doing it last time, and at least a few of you guys seem to enjoy it. So, hey, I figured, why not? Let's do it again. So, if you're new to these style videos, basically how it works, on this side of the screen, we will be pulling up different TikToks, and we'll react to them together. Last time, some of the TikToks got a little wild, but there's some great tips in there too. So if you're interested in learning some new tips and just having a relaxing video to sip your coffee to, then keep on watching and we're gonna get into it right now. Today's video that we're going to be reviewing is by Timeless TikTok. They appear to have a whole bunch of compilation videos, and the title of this one is going to be Plant TikTok Compilation, Houseplant Hacks Plant Parents Should Try. I am intrigued, let's check it out. Now it is just worth noting that before we get started, some of these videos I may not be able to include the sound to, just because, you know, we got copyright claimed last time. I'll imagine that, but hey, YouTube still monetizes and takes the money anyway. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. Let's get into it.
This golden pothos has been growing on this tree for a very long time. The nodes are very established and very healthy.
Wow.
And the leaves
Okay, guys, I would
This is how the golden pothos can actually grow when they're in nature. Have you ever seen something like this before?
These are gigantic.
So I've got like a lot of plants and animals. So many that I've been able to establish a sustainable domestic ecosystem. My latest project has been this live planted frog. And with every ecosystem comes bugs. I've noticed a lot of fungus gnats. Since frogs breathe through their skin, I can't use any chemicals to kill bugs. So I'm gonna try these sticky traps. And after 2 short days...
Okay, I'm gonna pause this real quick here. So, do just note that these sticky traps that people will show in their videos, they're not necessarily going to get rid of your fungus gnat problem. Basically what those are for are they're going to let you kind of just like assess what the population size of your fungus gnat colony is. So you'll be able to identify based on where you put them, like where the most fungus gnats are living. But anyway, back to the video.
Fungus gnats. But with having a sustainable domestic ecosystem, I saw this as a great source of protein, and I didn't want to waste these bugs. So I gently picked them off with a pair of tweezers. And to complete that ecosystem, I decided to feed the bugs to my carnivorous plants that I got for my birthday. I very carefully placed 2 to 3 bugs on each of my plants. All of these plants can absolutely catch bugs by themselves,
so cool,
but since I just unboxed them, I wanted to give them a good source of protein to help them acclimate before I plant them at the end of the week.
I haven't gotten super into carnivorous plants, but I've always wanted to. I seem to always kill them.
Plant decor hacks. Stop buying expensive plant stands when you can buy these stools at IKEA for $6. You're welcome.
Okay, so I went to IKEA one time ever when I first moved here to Arizona, and I literally got like lost inside for 6 hours. It was a terrible experience. I do not like IKEA, but that's still a good hack.
Hack number 2, buy out all the cute baskets from your local thrift store. Connect chains, twine, whatever you can find to make a cute hanging basket out of it. Hack number 3, go to your local hardware store and buy copper piping. It's a really cheap way to hang a lot of plants
video,
in
you're
one
literally
spot.
going to see plants hanging everywhere.
Hack number 3, want to create one of these floating plants? I promise you it's not magic.
These are the same things that
one
I
of these
actually have my
outdoor hanging
Pothos
things from Lowe's. They fit a 6-inch saucer like a glove.
Houseplant tips for beginners. This
Okay, hold up real quick. Can we just pause and can somebody help me figure out what this plant, like that, the one with the yellow variegation on the outside is? I saw this plant in the thumbnail and I have to have one. Is it a hosta? Is that not a hosta? Why do I feel like that's a hosta? Somebody please help me in the comment section down below.
And I hope you guys enjoy. I use a soil meter. You can place this into the soil of plants and it'll tell you it needs to be watered. Gnat traps to catch
These are
bugs.
pivotal
I have
if
this
you're
in
new to
all my
plants.
If your room lacks humidity, I definitely
Everybody's talking about the gnat traps today.
Fire I got right off of Amazon. Lastly, I use an app called Planta. You can take photos of all the plants that you have. This will keep you on track and also give you reminders of when the plants
You guys, oh my god, it's gonna come up in this.
fertilized or repot.
A plantain lily, okay. We now know. If anybody else was super interested in this plant, now you know what that is. Also, my closet door is like creeping open. That air conditioning is like sucking it open, so yeah, that totally scared me.
Do you have an alocasia poly and do you want to get more for free? Check out your pot. In the soil, you can find small bulbs that you can turn into a new plant.
Who knew?
Gently scrape away some of the soil to look for these bulbs. They come in all different
Wow.
sizes. Some other types of allocations
Okay,
have these bulbs too.
I'm totally doing this later.
Here's how many
No
I found
way.
in my plant. I'll be rooting them with the water propagation method. I'll need a shallow container with the lid.
Oh my God, I love
Simply
that
put the
watering
bulbs
can.
in the container and add water. You want the longer stem to be submerged in water, not the whole bulb. Now I cover the container so the humidity stays in. I'll open it once a day for a few minutes. As you know, Lowe's plants come with fungus gnats. That's why I'll
Lowe's
do a
plants
neem
do
oil
come with
drench on
fungus
my new
gnats.
plant. I use dish soap, water, measuring spoons, cold pressed concentrated neem oil, and a container that is 32 ounces.
Okay, side thought, if you hate neem oil, I actually have a whole method for getting rid of fungus gnats up here that does not involve neem oil. So go check that out if you're like me and cannot stand the smell of neem oil.
I use 1 tablespoon of neem oil. Fill up the container all the way with water. Finally, 1 teaspoon of dish soap. I do the soap last so the mixture doesn't foam up. I shake it so all the ingredients combine well together. What I do next is just water the plant as usual. This drench will kill the fungus gnats' eggs that live in the soil. Spraying the plant will ward off the adult gnats.
Quick tips on how to care for a money tree. In between waterings, you should always allow the soil to completely dry out. If the top layer of your soil looks like
It's a
this,
beautiful
it
money
needs to
tree
be
she
watered.
has.
Money trees love a good watering, and you should water the plant thoroughly until it seeps through the drainage hole. This plant loves humidity. I usually let it sit next to a humidifier 1 to 2 times a week. Enjoy.
Quick tips on how to care for older plants. As plants grow older, the soil becomes super compact
true.
like this, making it harder for water to provide nutrients to the roots. Creating pockets in the soil improves aeration, allowing oxygen and water to get down.
Okay, we're gonna pause here. I absolutely love this tip, and yeah, this is a great point. The older your plants get and the more that you water it over time, especially if you live somewhere like me that has a lot of minerals in the soil, you'll find that they get super compact and the soil just like is not as good. So aerating the soil is really going to help your plants. People don't think about it, when people think about root rot, they always say, oh, it was overwatered, but honestly, aeration or lack thereof can be one of the biggest problems of why your plants are dying. Okay, back to the TikTok.
I usually do this once every 2 weeks right before watering. Enjoy. Quick tips on how to water an orchid. Unlike most plants that requires regular potting soil, orchids uses bark, which has amazing water retention. 3 ice cubes are simply not enough to water orchids. Instead, you should let warm water run through the soil and let it sit for 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes is up, the bark will absorb the water it needs and release.
Yeah, I don't know where this weird myth or whatever you want to call it came from that like you're supposed to water your orchids with ice cubes, but yeah, I mean like if you're just putting 1 or 2 ice cubes in there, it's not that much water. So yeah, totally recommend this. Funny side thought, my boyfriend's mom, she has a million orchids, but it's actually his dad who takes care of them, and the one day she thought she was doing a really good thing and she actually went through and cut off all the aerial roots and they all died. So yeah, that makes me laugh every time that I think about it, and every time I think about an orchid I think of them. So fun fact, do not cut off your aerial
Water
roots.
doesn't. Enjoy.
Here's how I water my one and only air plant. I call him Spike. Just because this plant can exist out of soil, it still needs high light and consistent watering.
Air plants are so great for
I
people
give
who are
Spike a bath
houseplants.
approximately
I don't know if
once a
he's new,
week
but,
in room
they're
temperature water.
really good if you're new.
About 15 minutes is enough for him to get the
You can
proper
tell that they need
watering.
water if they start to get a little silver, so
I take 'em out
you
and
can
then
see
I
that
let 'em
creeped
dry
up right
on the
away.
towel.
That's a great indicator.
It's
that
very
it's got
simple
its
care
water.
for these guys. This is how my Monstera looked when I purchased it from the store.
They're super easy.
The leaves were very dusty and had water residue.
Ooh, all
Not
the
to mention
plants
the
at my
lovely
Lowe's
bird
look
food.
like this with the water.
I use a garden
stains
sprayer
all
to
over
clean
them.
it with.
Yikes.
The more you pump, the more it will spray.
Those pumps are
I
so
filled it up
nice.
with neem oil solution. It is 32 fluid ounces of water, 1 tablespoon of neem oil, and 1 teaspoon of dish soap. As it is a new plant from the store, I do this to prevent possible plant pests. And the solution is great for shining the leaves.
Really good habit to get
What do
into.
you think?
Side thought, if you're looking for something to clean off your leaves, I know that they sell like those leaf shine wipes. Never use those, not sure if they're good or not, but what you can actually do is take a lemon, squeeze a little bit of the lemon juice onto just a wet rag, not like a crazy amount, but just enough to have some lemon juice in there, and that is actually going to cut through a lot of that hard water. You can use vinegar as well, and it won't damage your leaves. So yeah, if you're looking to get rid of hard water spots, particularly if you go shopping at Home Depot and come back with a plant that looks like that, that will definitely help you out.
So you just got a Venus flytrap. Here are some things that you need to know if you want to keep these guys alive. If you
need all
just
your
bought
tips. I
them,
can
you're
never
going to
keep
want
this
to take
alive.
them out of the box ASAP. The pots they come in are pretty small, so if you choose to repot them, you're going to only want to use sphagnum moss combined with perlite. Nothing else. If you choose to include lava rocks, make sure you rinse them. I didn't know that before I potted this guy, so now I have some work to do. When you water them, you can only use distilled or
Plants that can
rainwater.
only drink
Nothing
distilled water.
else.
I don't even drink
Contrary
distilled
to
water.
what people believe, you don't have to water them every day. Their natural habitat
Huh.
is a bog. So
That's
what I
kinda
do is
cool.
I
It's like
fill
a
the
little
water up to
swamp
here,
there.
and whenever the water goes down and the moss
Okay,
goes
maybe I'll
dry
try
to the touch,
this.
I know it's time to water it again. Their traps should only be set off when they have food in their mouth. To be as careful as I can, I take these tweezers here, I put some bugs into these cups, touch the center with the bug, and then let go. After you feed them, there will be some skeletons after a while, so make sure you remove those.
This is my go-to soil mixture: perlite, organic potting soil, succulent soil. Mix it up, and occasionally I add some orchid bark just for spice. This guy is thirsty and has all of his nursery soil, which was retaining tons of water and likely would have killed him eventually. So I got rid of all that, replaced it with my soil, and he's gonna be a happy boy now.
Yeah, a lot of you guys actually asked me to make videos on like soil mixes I use. I use something very similar to this, so really the only thing that I do different as opposed to orchid bark, I'll use little pieces of charcoal, and I also like to add some worm castings in there, but essentially the same exact mix that she uses. And like she said, if you have plants that are in their nursery pot from, you know, Home Depot, I kind of like to do just a little check because it's not always the right soil for them. So just keep that in mind when you're buying new plants.
Hey, do you like bananas? Okay, great. I have a little hack for what to do with those peels. Instead of throwing it out, go ahead and chop it up. Chop up those banana peels real good. Throw them in a container, fill it up with water. Now you're gonna let it soak for a little while. Now what's happening while this is soaking for at least an hour is that it's leaching phosphorus, calcium, potassium, and magnesium. And guess what? Those are excellent nutrients for the roots of all your plants, indoor and outdoor. So instead of throwing out your banana peels, use them as fertilizer.
I'm curious, do you guys do this at home to your plants? I've never tried this with the bananas. Honestly, we don't eat a lot of bananas here, so I just like don't really have them laying around. But I'm always skeptical of these like home fertilizer remedies or like, you know, home skincare masks, whatever. Like I'm always very skeptical of homemade stuff because I feel like, you know, not that we always want things to be super synthetic, but, you know, scientists in labs are literally perfectly formulating fertilizers to be the most bioavailable and easily absorbable. Not that I know that because, like, I'm a scientist, I've read that, so that's what I think is true. But if you have conflicting evidence that this is a better method, please let me know because I would be interested in finding out.
When you're all done watering your plants with the banana water mixture, you can compost or you can throw away the rest.
If you're a new plant parent, it's better to go with a larger plant instead of a smaller plant. Larger plants have been through the seasons, they have a larger, more well-established root system, and they're more resilient to beginner mistakes.
100% true. So not only are they going to be hardier, but I also just think it's nicer to buy a larger plant if you're new to them because it's going to have more growth points and because of that be able to put out growth faster. I think something that can be a little discouraging to new plant people is if you get a super small plant. For instance, I know I have a small Hoya ovata? I believe that's how you say it. Anyway, there's only 2 little growth points on it, and because of that, the growth is so slow. Now, if I didn't have a whole collection of plants to enjoy and watch them grow alongside of it, I would get super bored. So, yeah. Also highly recommend getting a larger plant if you're new to them.
Calling Plant TikTok. Where are my plant lovers? I know you guys don't care, but I'm going to show you my favorite plants. This is my Monstera cutting. She's massive.
I love my Pothos.
I've had her for so long. Cannot forget about my Hoya Carnosa Pink Princess.
I'm digging that pot. That's cool.
This is literally my favorite plant.
We have like all the same plants that are our
It's
favorites.
called a donkey tail. I'm also super obsessed with Paleas.
The absolute worst part of being a plant parent. These little whores.
Oh, they're the worst.
But it's worth it. Look at all that new growth.
Little guy.
So cute.
plant is gorgeous. Oh my god. I think that's an Aglaonema Lady Valentine. Okay, you guys, well, those are all the TikToks that we have to review today. Let me know in the comments down below, were these ones helpful? I know that they were a little more tame than the ones that we watched last time. So let me know what you think, and let me know if you use any of these hacks in your everyday plant care. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed for more videos like this in the future, as well as all kinds of plant-related content like plant care videos and plant experiments. Thank you guys so much for sticking around until the end, and I hope to see you in the next video.